everyone. This is Pecos Hank Shima, and you're listening to Stormfront Freaks Podcast.
And again, I'm telling you, when tornadoes start flying, they'll find you.
You know, I really don't like severe weather.
Really?
Yeah, it's high stress. People die. You know, and so it's not a lot of fun in that respect.
No better way to truly understand and communicate the weather that you're forecasting than to experience it.
So I'm like, we got to go live. We got to go live. It's coming in. It's coming in. So we were, I think that was one of the earliest times we've been on the air live.
Well, the rental car stuff was a long story.
But that was a lot of fun with Phil and the gang. They do a great job over there.
The Stormfront Freaks Podcast, baby. It's the best in the world. Jump back.
Him laughing is funnier than anything.
I don't understand what happened. I really don't.
The following program is a production of the Stormfront Freaks Network.
Welcome, everyone. Serena, kick us off.
Hey, Storm Freaks, it's Serena. We're keeping an eye on any tropical development, but we have Chief Meteorologist of WINK-TV in Fort Myers, Matt Devitt, with us tonight to talk Florida hurricanes and his 2025 expectations. And of course, we have #WeatherFools on episode 241 of the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Going green. Greenwich. Saddle them up. You got it, boss.
Welcome to the most entertaining weather podcast. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks podcast, brought to you by our ever-growing YouTube member teams. You can see all these names scrolling across the bottom of the screen here. We've got Dan Wallace, who's here with us today. The names just go on here with a massive list of people who support this podcast, who are responsible for making us as awesome as we are. We do what we can, but it's because of you guys that are able to support us and keep the show going. So definitely check out those names as they scroll down below. If you'd like to support the show and become a member of our team, we do have a couple different tiers that include benefits like unique emojis. I know Brady's really into those. Those are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think we all have our own emojis now. We have member-only content. We have discounts on merch and more. So if you haven't joined us yet and you're new here, and if you are, where the hell have you been? But welcome. We welcome you with open arms. If you haven't joined yet, come on over to YouTube, hit us on, and hit the little join button. There's a join button over there. We appreciate all the support you guys bring to this amazing storm and weather content. So for right now, we're going to find out who's here tonight and find out what everybody's drinking. And we're kind of a skeleton crew here tonight. So Brady,
I know.
I'm going to let you go first, man.
Yeah, I know. I think we are going to have Tornado Greg join us at some point. He probably got lost in the shuffle. He's a little confused. He might be on Canada time right now. But but hey, we got Dan and Angela as well checking in. But I'm having just a nice little glass of bourbon tonight. Keeping it nice and relaxed. We don't want to get we got to keep it classy, right? But have a nice little Eagle Rare.
Nice. I like that, bringing out the bourbon. We tend to do that on the storm chases, too, when we go out there. I can't say I'm drinking bourbon tonight, but I'm actually kind of close here, Brady. Tonight, I'm drinking a bourbon barrel-aged stout called Gatherwell. 'Cause I was like, all of us are going to be together having a good time, so Gatherwell is the beverage of choice for me here tonight. Dan or Angela, any of you guys want to talk about what you're drinking tonight? Dan, you go first.
Well, I've been having a lot of water, and so I'll see where that takes me. People say I'm a lot more fun the more water I have.
Interesting. Dihydrogen monoxide. Nice call, man. I mean, you're living on the edge. I love it. Angela, what about you? What do you got tonight?
I'm just drinking the Lord's beverage, Dr. Pepper.
Amazing.
Ooh.
I don't think I've ever heard of Dr. Pepper referred to as the Lord's beverage, but I think that's what I'm going to call from now on. I can't think of anything more accurate or anything better than that. Let's also see what our guest is drinking here. We'll go ahead and introduce him first, though. So, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for a whirlwind of weather wisdom. Our guest is Matt Devitt, the Chief Meteorologist at WINK News in Fort Myers, Florida. He's trusted by over 500,000 fans, very jealous of those numbers,
More. He's got 1 million alone on Facebook, so he's cruising.
That doesn't surprise me. I believe it. I absolutely believe that. Matt has guided Southwest Florida through storms like Irma and Ian. Boy, I remember those really well. With calm and, best of all, no hype expertise. Big fan of that. So get ready for a forecast of brilliance. I have to ask you first here, Matt, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking an incredibly, it's amazing. A 2025 bottle of water. And it is amazing because I have a show at 10 o'clock, and if I'm slurring my words, and it might be my last show. So I'm going to play it safe. And no joke, the chief meteorologist at my first job, I won't say who, he would drink on his dinner break, and he would come back and do the late shows, and he would slur his words, and he would say, let's say there was a 3-day forecast and it went sunny, cloudy, sunny. He would say, we're going to get a sunshine sandwich, and the crazy things that. So I'm going to have water tonight. I'm going to do that.
Okay,
that's good. Hey, but you know what? With your hurricane expertise, I feel like you can come up with something better for water. Like that's going to be like hurricane fuel or hurricane juice,
I know.
right? Like,
yeah,
I think we can bump that up a notch for you here.
I'm hoping that I don't have too many bottles of water this hurricane season. So. Because I don't know if I told you guys this, I have a 2-month-old and a 2-year-old, and I'm not getting a lot of sleep as is. So, I am like, please, quiet hurricane season, please. It's tough.
Well, and Matt, let's dive right into that because so Florida in general, I was looking these numbers up, right? Because I think we all remember that Florida between 2006 and I think 2015, maybe it was 2007 and 2015. I think Florida had very little to zero landfalling hurricanes. And then as soon as 2016 hit, Irma, then Ian, and last year with like Milton and all of the hurricanes that have just hit Florida and have especially been impactful to Southwest Florida, where you are. First of all, describe to us how that process has been, and like give us like how was Irma? Like Irma in Southwest Florida was absolutely devastating. Just it was Category 3, I believe, made landfall, and just I went down there a week after, and it was devastating.
Well, Irma was my first major hurricane, both professionally and just overall. That was my first major hurricane, and it's like, here, you're on TV, take it. And the thing with Irma that, I sometimes I don't know if you've ever heard this thrown around, where in the case of Irma, it was like being stalked by a turtle, where it was a Category 5 for so long and before the state of Florida that there were so many eyeballs on it. There was anticipation. And then I don't know if you may recall, there was a time where the track of Irma was supposed to go up the Florida East Coast.
So
then what people did is they went to Southwest Florida. Then when they found out that it was going to make a beeline towards Southwest Florida, then they had to go back to the East Coast. So there was a lot of that, and Irma was a huge storm, and I had a wind gust to 142 in Naples.
Oh my gosh.
It was a day that I will never forget. So I basically covered the morning shift from midnight to noon. And that's when it was passing by the Keys. It was on its approach to Southwest Florida. Then the chief at the time, Jim Farrell, who's now retired, he took the landfall. But to be honest with you, we were all still in the weather center, and we were all tracking it together. But that was a significant storm because, like you had said, it was 12 years since Wilma in 2005, and during that stretch, we didn't have something to that caliber.
No, and that was I can't believe that was your first major hurricane. I mean, because Irma was so bad, not only because the track was supposed to go up the East Coast, but also because it had been such a long time since Florida had gotten a hurricane that I feel like people sometimes can fall asleep at the wheel, right? Because they're not used to it. And they're thinking, oh, it's not going to hit me, or it's not going to be as bad as you think. And, so guys, I actually I go down to Southwest Florida a lot. And I can tell you right now, Matt, he does the best hurricane coverage I've ever seen. During Milton, this last one, I actually stayed down in Florida, and I'm a meteorologist, right? I was watching you the whole time. Right, because your coverage was so good, especially with storm surge. That was one thing I noticed. You're very good at pinpointing. Okay, here are the highest values, because that's by far the most damaging component of a hurricane. So talk to us about that. How, what are you looking at when you're looking at storm surge forecasting? What do you think the most important thing is for people to look out for?
And storm surge forecasting is I think sometimes people don't realize how tricky it is. Every mile makes all the difference for what you see or what you don't see. So here's a classic story, completely true. A year after Ian, I got an email from a viewer in Punta Gorda. The title of the email was "You Stink." And I said, I can't wait to read this one. And this was a guy in Punta Gorda. And he said, you said we were going to get 12 to 18 feet of storm surge. That didn't happen. You stink. And, first off, I was like, you got to keep your house. What are you complaining about? But secondly, what this gentleman didn't realize is that because of his positioning with the landfall, his wind was coming in from the land on the northern side. And if Ian hypothetically shifted 20 to 30 miles north, those scenes on Fort Myers Beach would have gone right up into his backyard. So storm surge is just, and same thing with Milton. Remember all the forecasts of hypothetically, maybe some of the worst storm surge that Tampa Bay has ever seen. And then thank goodness it shifted more to the south. But the problem with that is Venice got it, Manasota Key got it, Boca Grande got it. So it's such a critical component. So oftentimes what you'll see with those National Hurricane Center storm surge maps is in reality, the maps are a lot bigger than what will likely happen because they have to err on the side of caution.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you bring up a couple really good points there. And you've been and I do want to talk about that in a second, because on Twitter and social media, you've been a big proponent of getting rid of the center track line, because it especially with Ian, it just, people look at that line and they think, okay, this is where it's going to go. And this, if I'm not on that line, I'm fine. Right. And that is not true. Yeah. But first I want to talk about your history. So you went to Penn State. What got you interested in meteorology? What got you interested in broadcast meteorology? And what was your journey like?
Yeah, I've loved weather since I was 7 years old. And how it started was I was in Melbourne, Florida, looked outside, there was a funnel cloud. And, 7 years old, I'm like, I think that's going to be a tornado. And I go downstairs to tell my parents, and they were like, go play with your toys. And I said, no, really. And then minutes later, a tornado warning was issued. And that idea of telling somebody about the weather, whether that be my parents, I was sold. I did the science fair projects in middle school and high school to apply my love for weather, get to Penn State. And then here's the funny part about this journey. Horrible public speaker, would get super nervous if I had to talk in front of a large group. I mean,
really
the shakes and oh my God. What happened was the decision to be on TV was so last minute. I'm not making this up. It was like a week before spring break, my senior year. And I spend my spring break at Penn State. I go to the campus weather service. I make some clips at the green wall, and they were total crap. I mean, it was, my suit.
Can we see? Do you have those? Do you have those? You want to share those online? Yeah.
I think they're in the vault somewhere. And it was like my suit was for someone who's 100 pounds heavier than me. I was pale from how cold and dreary the winter was. I mean, you turn off the lights, I glow in the dark. And then, it's every component. Awesome. I look like Mr. Roboto up at the green screen. Horrible. Awesome. So I graduate, and I apply to 44 TV stations. You know how many gave me a shot or an interview? Nothing.
Wow.
So I graduate and I move back home with my parents in Houston, Texas. And ironically, I was in the TV business, but I was selling TVs at Best Buy to make ends meet.
Oh,
that was my first job right out
That's
of
cool.
college. So then a buddy of mine, long story short, a buddy of mine, he was in Southern Oklahoma, Northern Texas with K10 TV. And he didn't like it. He was a Pennsylvania guy. And I think he said something to the news director who's like, I have a guy in Houston. He's selling TVs. I don't think he's very good, but he could use some reps. I was like, what the hell type of recommendation was that? And but I'll never forget, I worked an 8 to 5 that day. I went from Houston to the Oklahoma border. I got there at 10. I got the job the next day, minimum wage.
Wow.
But I didn't.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't care. It was a foot in the door. And I did that for a year, then Arkansas, then Savannah, Georgia. And then here I am at Wink. I've been here for 10 years.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Would you say that Wink is like your ideal? Because Southwest Florida is pretty awesome. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And the hurricanes, I mean, the weather is super interesting. And it's a challenge, right? Because not everyone can hurricane forecast, right?
It is, and the other thing is, during these hurricanes is, keeping your wits about you and staying calm under pressure. And people would joke with me. They're like, "Geez, dude, were you on something?" When they thought I was on drugs during Ian because I was so calm. And I'm like, no, it's just that's what you got to do. You can't be like, oh my God, there's a Category 5 approaching. No, you can't do that. That's if you freak out, then they're going to freak out. So that's the big thing is just you gotta keep your composure. And the thing that I do in my head during big weather events, and I'm not saying that I want to downplay the event, but in my head, what I will do, so that way I don't freak out my own self, is I just very calmly try to minimize the situation, so that way it kind of keeps me sane. Even though, like, I'll never forget the morning of Ian when it was upgraded to, and we found out after the fact, Category 5. My heart did race, and I knew what was going to happen. I mean, I knew it wasn't a question of if people were going to die; it was how many. With a storm like Ian, that was our worst natural disaster we've ever had, and I did 200 years of data keeping. That was our worst. It was our number one highest storm surge, number one greatest rainfall, highest sustained winds at landfall, 150. This was our worst case scenario, and I knew I had that pit in my stomach when it got the upgrade to 155. I think it was at like 7 or 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you recall this. There were these idiots that were playing on the pier at 10 a.m. and I'm like, gee, there are going to be people that are going to get killed here. And of course, I think I even said that on TV. I was like, these people are stupid. Don't do this. Get off the island. I don't sugarcoat a lot of how I, situations and how I feel.
But you have to. I mean, you have to. And all other co-hosts too, feel free to interrupt me. But like this is, I wanted to ask Matt this question for a long time. Let's dig a little bit further into Ian, because Ian was. I think it needs to be a case study, right, of how we can try to communicate and get people to listen, because Ian was a tragedy, and there was a lot of things that went wrong, right, because the path, right, was for days and days. A lot of the models had it going way further to the north, right, and almost the Big Bend of Florida. And as a meteorologist, when the models are telling you that, you can't just deviate and say, oh, well, actually, I think it's going to do this. There was not a lot of indications that said it was going to go to Southwest Florida. We're doing a poll in the chat right now. What was the worst Florida hurricane the past 10 years? By far, the chat is saying Ian. So, but that, like, talk about, Matt, the days leading up to Ian and when it all of a sudden made that right turn when it had a mind of its own and just started getting steered towards Fort Myers. How are you communicating that to people? Because like the evacuation orders didn't go out until, like it was like a day before. Normally they're issued like a couple of days before. And that isn't necessarily the fault of the emergency management because we didn't know. Like it just, and then so everyone ended up staying. Yeah, go.
Yeah, Lee County emergency management massively failed. They tried to, minimize it after the fact, but they failed. And the reason why they failed is we all know that Ian made landfall on a Wednesday, September 28th. It was on a Monday at 5:00 p.m. A storm surge warning was issued for Lee County. And by definition, that means that life-threatening storm surge is not only possible, it's expected. So with that verbiage, Lee County waited until 7 a.m. the next day. So quick math was at, 12, 14 hours after the National Hurricane Center put out life-threatening storm surge is expected. And that is unacceptable. It was a total failure. And then Charlotte County was on it. They did a great job. Lee County, to this day, I don't think that they'll admit the totality of that situation. But I will say since then, with Helene and Milton, they have done a better job. So I think that Ian was a learning experience. But going back to what you talked about, it was that Sunday, the Sunday where the cone was pointed towards northern Florida, the center line, that center line of the cone, which I hate, it ended up being 250 miles down the coast of where it actually made landfall.
Wow.
So that center line in northern Florida was 250 miles away from where it made landfall. So that's why and that's what led to I thought it was going to go to Tampa. I thought it was going to go to the Big Bend because people were not looking at the cone in its entirety. They were just looking at the center line. Now, if that was the case, we wouldn't have a cone. We would just have a center line. So I am not a fan of the center line. And there's storms where sometimes it goes right down the middle, and Idalia and Helene, they were good examples of that. But there are other storms where it can go outside of the cone. And the friendly reminder that the cone is where the track goes 2/3 of the time. 1/3 of the time it goes outside of it. So what happened was, I think people got, I don't think complacent is the right word, but I think the cone led to a false sense of security with that center line. And then as it continued to shift south, despite my warnings on TV of, this is a life-threatening situation, I think what happened was there had been storms in the past, and Irma's one of them, where Irma was supposed to make landfall on Sanibel and Captiva, and there was supposed to be a surge of 9 to 12 feet for some of the most populated areas of US 41. That didn't happen, and it went to Everglades City because of a shift to the east. So a lot of people in Cape Coral and Fort Myers were saying, well, you said that and it didn't happen. And I think that maybe they thought that Ian was going to behave the same way, and it didn't. It did not. So I want to bring up something that I did a year after Ian, and this may be shocking to hear, or maybe not. So a year after Ian, I did a survey, and this was people that lived in Southwest Florida. They went through Ian. They live along the coast in storm surge areas. And I said, if we are presented with another life-threatening storm surge event, will you evacuate? 38% still said no.
Are you kidding me?
38%. So the unfortunate reality of my job, no matter what I say, no matter what I do, there are going to be some people that will stay no matter what. But you know what? I got to try. I got to try. And I'll scream at the top of my lungs. I'll pound on the Weather Center desk and beg and plead for people to leave. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's not going to matter, but I at least have to try.
Yeah, and I like, as someone who is down there, I can say you do make a difference. You make a significant difference, and I'm a meteorologist saying that. But like I agree with you, and like my neighbor stayed during Ian, and she had 5 feet of water in her house, and during Ian, she literally got bowled when there was 3 feet. She's 86. When there was 3 feet of water, the water was pouring into her house. Her with her husband, who was 84, forced their way out of the door, walked over to our house because our house is a little bit higher above ground, and tried to force one garage open. Now, keep in mind, this is an 86-year-old woman and 84-year-old husband, and they are trying to force. They got the one garage open, the door into the house, unfortunately, was locked, so they were stuck in that garage. There were snakes coming in the garage. They got to the top step, and I just, after hearing stories like that, I don't understand how we can still have, and that was in Naples, right, where they got 9 feet. Fort Myers got 15 plus feet. I mean, yeah, it was just devastating.
So my big thing is like, why do people stay? Is it a badge of honor to say, you know, I did it, I got through it? Like, you know, who the hell cares if you're not alive? You're not there to celebrate it. Like, you know, is it Florida stubbornness? Is it Florida pride? I don't know. I really don't. One of the most disheartening things about Ian is we know that a large percentage of the death toll was from storm surge and drowning. And the problem is, and a lot of that was Sanibel, Fort Myers Beach, and one of our largest local shelters, Hertz Arena, was not even near capacity. And that's just a 20, 30-minute drive away from the coast. So that's what's frustrating. It's like, hell, I'll throw you on the back of on my shoulders if I can get you into the storm, you know, into the shelter. But the other thing, guys, is the you know, me, I'd like to say I have some pretty thick skin. I'm mentally strong, but even, you know, there are times where psychologically it takes a toll on you emotionally. And I even had I'll keep private the meteorologist, but I had a meteorologist on my team after Ian just called me and broke down crying. Wow. And I said, hey, what's going on? And I know it's been a whirlwind the past few days. And this person said that they cried because of the death toll. And that person said, you know, I feel somewhat responsible, and I, you know, is there anything that I could have said differently? And I stopped them halfway through saying that, and I said, no, you did not cost lives, you saved lives. And reinforced that we did everything that we could as broadcasters to get the word out. And not only me, but even my competition at NBC2 and ABC7 and Fox 4, we all came together to try to get the message out. And because at the end of the day, the hell with ratings, it's all about safety. It's all about making sure that you get through it and that your property and your life are intact. And that's the goal. It always will be.
No, I love this. And it's been a great conversation about Ian. I think one of the things people don't remember is that the water causes more fatalities than any of the other weather perils combined. And people forget that. And I want to take a short break. And when we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about evacuation and some of the messaging we want to get to the public. But before we go to break, I do want to share, as some of you guys have seen, I've been doing weather education content on the Stormfront Freaks YouTube channel. I've posted a couple videos there and just trying to share with people some of the stuff that we're talking about tonight. You know, interesting stories, interesting facts, trying to share things that meteorologists kind of learn and know intuitively from going to meteorology school, things that you guys might want to know and find really, really helpful. So I'm putting a plug out there for if you have questions, let's see them tonight. Let's see them in the comments. Let's see them in the chat. And I'm going to use your guys' comments that you put in there tonight to do the next couple of videos. Now, we've talked about how the Earth at the equator is fatter than it is if you were to go around the poles. We have talked about all kinds of really crazy and fun Earth science type material, not just meteorological material. So if you guys have questions that you are dying to get answers to, let's put them in the chat. Let's take a look at it. And we're going to use that for content here going forward. So Also, for all of us here who is watching us on YouTube, do us a favor. If you like our show, as Brady says, smash it. Smash it. Smash the subscribe button. But we are going to take a very short break here. And when we come back, we'll be right back with more from Matt.
In a world where tornadoes and hurricanes and blizzards run rampant, destroying everything in their path, one man and one team of freaks stands in their way. Covering it all on one show. We have a confirmed tornado from afar and from up close. That man is Storm Cat 5. That team is the Storm Front Freaks. And that show, this show, is Outbreak. All right, guys, welcome to another Outbreak forecast. We're going to do this nice and quick because I know Matt's got to go. So here's what we got. We had significant flooding in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic today. We had videos all over the place of rain, of flooding. So if you were in New Jersey, our New Jersey, Maryland, New York City brethren, we had significant rain earlier today. That is moving out. Now let's take a look at the severe weather that we have over the next couple of days here. Let's take a look at today because things are about to quiet down in a major way. Let's take a look at the entire United States. We've got really not a lot expected tonight. Maybe some strong storms in Wyoming, Montana, possibly in western Nebraska. Let's take a look at tomorrow. Wow, guys, things are quieting down tomorrow. We just have this marginal risk, these two areas on the plains and in the southeast. That is a 1 out of 5 risk. We've got no tornado risk at all over the entire country. Let's take a look at Saturday as well, guys. More of the same, big time quieting down. Now, what I want to show you guys is here's why we're quieting down, because we have a cold front moving through that's bringing some much needed relief to most of the United States, except for Florida. Unfortunately, Matt, I know you guys are going to stay warm down there, but much of the eastern half of the United States, I can feel it outside right now, is going to be feeling downright pleasant outside. When we have been in the 90s, now we're going to be in the 70s. So if you live from the plains all the way to the Northeast, enjoy this cooler weather. We've also got the tropics. I do want to, Matt, we probably got to ask you about this, but this is the Atlantic. Yeah, there you go. We can hear him in the background. This is the Atlantic right now. Nothing. The next 7 days, we are watching something a little bit off the southeast coast. So I'm keeping my close eye on that, but I don't want to show you any model runs at this point, because only a couple, like 1 or 2 runs are showing it. Now, we've also got, wow, the Pacific right now is lighting up like the 4th of July. We've got Tropical Storm Iona. We've got Tropical Storm Gil. Iona was a Category 3 hurricane this time yesterday. It is now a tropical storm, but the Pacific is completely different in terms of our activity. Guys, that's all I got for you. Things are relatively quiet with the weather. Enjoy that cool down. It's the Storm Cat 5. Let's get to the next segment.
Welcome to Weatherfront, featuring real-time radar data and satellite imagery. Dynamic model viewing on a mobile device. Detailed base maps with road names for real-time navigation. On-demand point soundings for mesoanalysis and forecasting. View soundings in portrait mode or landscape. Weatherfront has a full suite of weather models and model variables for severe weather, snowfall, fire weather, and aurora chasing. Also at your fingertips are Storm Prediction Center convective outlooks and mesoscale discussions. Interactive display of NWS watches, warnings, and advisories. Welcome to a new era of weather monitoring on a mobile device. Weatherfront, the official weather app of the Storm Front Freaks.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Coming back in 40 seconds, guys.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy, the chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are here live with Matt Devitt here tonight, talking about hurricanes. We've had an awesome discussion about Ian, and I think one of the biggest takeaways I heard is that it's really interesting and hard to communicate what we know to the public and really pass along that safety information. We were talking about evacuation.
Wow, that is massive.
And one of the things I remember with all those storms you guys had is that a lot of people think evacuation means vacation, and that you've got to book an airline ticket far away. And a lot of people, I don't think, realize you can move 1 mile inland and it might be a less scary situation. It might be a more survivable situation. And so my question for you, Matt, is knowing everything that you know and everything you've done with the public, if there's one message you could get out to everybody and have them really understand about hurricane safety, what would that be?
That's a very good question. And I think, honestly, it comes in multiple parts. The big one is that, just for a show of hands, who here,
Me.
you know, who here has been through a hurricane? Okay. Okay. So, and although that's great experience, every hurricane is different in the impacts that they bring. For example, the Hurricane Milton tornado outbreak. I've had other hurricanes where we've only had a few twisters, or there are other ones where, like Hurricane Ivan, there was over 120. And then I've had other storms where they're fast moving, a little bit of rainfall, and then there are others that produce, like Harvey, 60 inches of rain. So what I'm getting at is that although hurricane experience is good, you can't use that to assume that a future hurricane that's on its way is going to behave the same way. And I hope that that doesn't lead to a sense of complacency that, you know, I went through Ian, I went through Irma, I know what it's going to do. No, I mean, Mother Nature deserves that respect. And you give a brand new hurricane a clean slate because, you know, yes, we have a good idea of what it can bring, but we don't know all of what it can bring. And every hurricane is different. Some of the other things that I'll sometimes preach is we talked about the center line and how, you know, I will oftentimes highlight, look at the cone in its entirety. And then misinformation, guys, is tough now.
Wow.
Every year it's getting worse. You know, facts have become whatever people want them to be. You get a lot of just crazy stuff. You know, remember when people thought Milton was artificially created by the government? And I heard a lot of that. And, you know, that's just, I have to combat that. So it's, you know, I try to get, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Serena and I are literally about to ask the same question. I'm showing Matt on that misinformation front. This is a tweet that, you know, you responded to initially from, and, you know, Vandersteel, who was talking about thunderstorms in Florida. I don't know if you remember that from a couple of months ago. I mean, Serena, go ahead and ask your question. I think we're asked the same thing.
No, I mean, I was gonna talk a little bit more about evacuation. We'll go back to it. I think this misinformation thing is huge, and I think it's a big part of it. And as if forecasting this weather isn't hard enough, now we're having to combat this as well. And so I'd love to hear what you're doing about it and how you do combat this type of misinformation that goes out there about these storms.
Yeah, and you know what, though, I think, you know, I have been on social media, I can't believe it, for 20 years. I was even on Facebook when it was like only for the college kids and all that. So it's been a minute. And every year I feel like social media is getting worse with nastiness towards one another, with, you know, and it's always, and I say this, I just want to say it. It's oftentimes the dumbest people that are the loudest, and they make their opinion known, and it also makes it easier for me on which ones to block. But and it's unfortunate. It really is. Like, they're just making stuff up, And like I said a second ago, facts have become now whatever people want them to be, and that's not how it works. I had, what was this, yesterday, the day before, like, I had someone who told me that the earthquake in eastern Russia was because of the consequences of weather modification. Like,
HARP.
Yeah, it's like, this is why aliens won't visit us. Like, what the hell type of... So, I mean, those are the things that I have to deal with on a daily basis. It is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Let's get back to saving lives a little bit here. So, talking about evacuation, one of the primary reasons people don't evacuate is that a lot of people don't have the means to do so. And I think we learned that with Katrina. We've seen that with other storms, that a lot of time there's people that simply don't have the means, and it's really hard to get information out to about where shelters are located, and understanding that most of them do take dogs and pets and stuff like that, which are also things that keep people. So for those that don't have the means, what do you find are ways, things that you can communicate to help people, to help everybody understand that everybody is worthy of evacuation, everybody is worthy of saving in these types of storms?
Yeah, absolutely. And at least what WINC provides is we will give every single year a hurricane guide. It's free. They can get them at their local stores, and it has a list of local shelters and also pet shelters and you name it. And then also we have open lines, and we essentially open up to questions and feedback of, from people who live along the coast. Can I evacuate? How can we help? I mean, we really try to go above and beyond to make sure that they have an outlet, they have a resource. And even me, like, I'll straight up put on Facebook, if you need help, let me know, and I can facilitate the resources that you need. Because like you said it best. One of the biggest misconceptions is that when people think that they have to evacuate, they think, I'm going to do a drinking trip in Nashville, or I'm going to go to Atlanta or Orlando, or no, you just got to get away from the water. That's it. And one of the things I'll do a lot of hurricane talks, where these hurricane talks are elevation of 20 to 30 feet. Ian was the highest storm surge we've ever had, and that storm surge was 15 feet. So a lot of these 20 to 30 foot elevations, I will say to them that if you know someone along the coast who needs to evacuate, neighbors helping neighbors, man, bring them in, give them shelter, help them out. It's a tough situation, because then what you also do is not only do you get them away from the water, that provides less stress for, finding a hotel and finding one for my pets and my dogs. So I'm a real big advocate of neighbors helping neighbors, especially if you live inland. And what happened was, during Ian, I did that myself. So I live in a community called Babcock Ranch, and that is a community that never lost power during Ian. We had clean water, and my entire weather team was knocked out, lost power, no clean water. I had them stay with me for a week, the entire weather team. And the cherry on top,
Bet your wife loved that.
Well, get this, true story. 5 days before Ian, we were in the cone, and my wife wakes me up like this at 6:15 in the morning. And she says, "Hey, Matt, I know you got a lot going on, but I'm pregnant." So as we had all the meteorologists at my house, this poor girl was having morning sickness and was trying to be a good host. And I tried to do the best, obviously, that I could. It was crazy, but we did that because at the end of the day, we're community, neighbors helping neighbors. And it is amazing that, in natural disasters, you sometimes see the worst in humanity, but you know what? You also see the best. And that's where I'm a big advocate of stepping up. Let's help out each other. And I saw a lot of that after Ian.
That's awesome.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, that sound means that it is time for our lightning round. This is a game show of flashy and brilliant questions for our guest. We invite everyone to play along in the chat here. We've got Dan and Angela. They can play along as well. Tonight we are...
Whoops, I blew it.
That was awesome. Tonight we are going to be playing Florida Man. So here's what we're going to be doing is I have compiled a list of Florida news stories. Some of these are real and some of these are fake. And so you just simply have to tell me true or false. True or yes, it's a real Florida news story, and the other is not. So here we go. Ready? I can't.
And we know you got to go, so we're gonna fly through
Yeah,
this.
No,
too.
we're gonna.
The heck with my show. I want to hear this.
All right. So headline number 1. Central Florida man arrested over beating alligator with golf club. Real or fake?
Real.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes. Yes,
True.
that is real. All right. Number 2. Florida man opens taco stand exclusively for raccoons.
Fake.
Wow,
Good.
2 for 2.
I'm already impressed. Number 3, let's see. Longwood super speeder arrested, thinks he was being raced by Florida Highway Patrol trooper.
True.
Oh, well, sorry.
That was
True.
It's
Is that fake?
ding. No, that one was
No,
real.
that's
a good
correct.
one.
You're
That's
3
a
for
real
3.
one. Nicely.
You're
Yeah,
3
this
for
is
3.
I'm impressed, man. All right, number 4. Naked Florida man discovered eating ramen in restaurant as police search for a different burglar that ate chicken wings.
No way.
True or real or fake?
I'm going to say that is true.
Oh my God!
This guy's on fire. This guy's on fire.
God.
Oh my God. All right, number 5. Florida woman sues son for emotional damage during heat wave.
False.
Wow.
I'm blown away. See, this is what happens when you
all
really
these,
live
Matt?
there.
Do you
This is
know all
incredible.
these?
The joys of working at a TV station.
I was wondering if he'd be a sleeper on this one. This is good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thong wearing Florida man arrested while building a shed with garbage on stranger's property.
Thong.
Oh, true.
This is insane.
Guys,
this is insane.
Do you know
He's
what's
6 for
happening
6.
here? This is incredible. This is amazing. All right. All right. Florida town votes to replace police force with trained parrots.
I'm going to say false.
Dude, he is 7 for 7.
He's on fire. How is this even possible?
We have had one person ever in the history of the podcast that has gotten all of them right.
Oh my
How
God.
is it 10? Is it 10?
I have a total of 18, but we can stop whenever we need to. man.
We normally only do like 6 or 7 questions, so you've already like surpassed.
Yeah, this is
everything.
impressive.
Did someone go 18 for 18?
No. We're just. I just made it. I didn't know how quick or good this would be, but this is impressive. Oh my God.
Crazy.
Okay. All right. Next one. Fake cop pulls over real cop on I-4 and gets arrested. So fake cop pulls over real cop on I-4, gets arrested.
I'm going to say that's true.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
This is what happens when you live there, man. This is
I'm gonna keep
amazing.
going until he gets one wrong, sir. I don't know if he will.
I agree.
Crazy.
Can I,
Okay, all
hold
right.
on. Can I end now so I have a perfect record?
We got to get to 10. Let's get to 10. I mean,
deal.
we're already impressed. This is incredible.
Deal,
All right.
deal.
Florida man buys mask at gas station to burglarize bank across the street. Real or fake?
I feel like that's real.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Wow!
This is amazing.
This is it. This is the 10th
Oh
one.
my God. All right. I will stop at this one, and I will
Okay,
we'll
all right,
post exclusively for our freaks the rest of them because this
Okay,
is amazing.
okay.
Number 10, the last one. Florida woman claims her pet iguana won the lottery.
Oh, false.
That's insane. That is insane.
He is 10 for 10. He did it, guy. That is like that is
Okay,
amazing.
Mike,
That is
do me
amazing.
a favor. After this podcast, this is my favorite Florida man story, and this is true. 2 guys said that they wanted to set their house on fire with ragu, with tomato sauce. That's an actual story.
That made that Florida Man TV show.
That is my favorite story of all. They wanted to set a house on fire with ragu sauce. Like,
oh my God.
I love Florida with all my heart. Born and raised here. The stories are endless. I love them.
Well, I mean, Matt, that was a great job. Doesn't even do that justice. You went 10 for 10 on that. Clearly, you pay attention. You know your people. This is incredible. Thank you so much for playing along. Hey, we know you got to go. We know you got a show to do tonight. Before you go, though, tell us where people can find you.
Oh, let's see. I have you just type in Matt Devitt. I have Facebook, Twitter. I have a TikTok, YouTube. And, we'll have some fun along the way, but also I'll be happy to provide you updates 24/7, no hype, just the facts. Let's hope for a quiet hurricane season, but if things get a little more active, I'll be happy to guide you through every step of the way. And I got to give a shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for the invite. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, this has been absolutely great. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's been a pleasure. I think you're going to have a lot of new followers.
Give this guy a follow. He's awesome. Trust me, he's awesome, guys.
Yeah, this is amazing. All right, cool. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break.
Matt, thanks, brother.
Thanks, man. Hey, y'all have a good night, okay?
You too, Matt. Thanks. Thank you. So, yeah, we're gonna take a quick break here. And when we return, we are going to come back with #WeatherFools. So stay tuned, y'all.
The Stormfront Freaks is now available on the Weather Store. Come shop our catalog of shirts, hats, and hoodies, all with our Stormfront Freaks logo and Outbreak logo. Plus, you'll find all your other favorite weather geek and storm chasing gear, footwear, and accessories. Visit the Weather Store at thewxstore.com, the exclusive supplier of the Stormfront Freaks.
Mesoscaleforecast.com brings us StormNet, a state-of-the-art deep learning model designed to revolutionize severe weather forecasting. The innovative tool is tailored to provide unparalleled real-time predictions of severe weather events, including probability of wind, hail, and tornadoes. And now they've added Hurricane Vision, a cutting-edge hurricane track and intensity prediction system that uses deep artificial intelligence to predict the track and future intensity of tropical cyclones. You've seen us use it on our Stormfront Freaks live outbreak coverage with meteorologist Stormcat 5. Now you can use it as well. Visit Mesoscaleforecast.com and access live data subscriptions. Plus, when you enter the code Stormfront, you'll receive a 10% discount for life. Yes, for life. Go to Mesoscaleforecast.com.
Let's take a drive under the moon. Let's take a drive under the somber sky. Let's take a drive under the moon.
Oh, wait. No, I forgot to play the next video. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh! And I gotta play the applause, and I forgot where it is. Here it is! Wow! Welcome back to the Stormfront Freak Podcast. And now our layout is totally messed up. That's okay.
This looks great.
We got tiny little slivers, and I'm huge. Well, welcome to everyone's favorite segment, WeatherFools. That podcast was pretty great, but WeatherFools is pretty great too. We, as the freaks, are going out on the internet, or we're going out on Phil's dark web. Phil runs the dark web. Phil owns the dark web, and we are going and trying to find clips of people doing something not so smart, and it deals with the weather. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to... Greg was supposed to do this tonight.
That's okay. We've got this.
We've got this. And so here's what we're going to do. We are just going to go through these WeatherFools one by one. Serena, let's just give you this one, okay? This one is a video AccuWeather, dear God, please let us make it through. A frightened driver prays as she and her passenger drive through a flooded tunnel. Let's go ahead and take a listen right now.
Oh, dear God, please. Oh, dear God, please. Please let me make it through. Dear God, please.
Just go slow. Just go slow.
Dear God, please
Just go
let
slow.
me make it through.
Why do you even do this?
Dear God, please let me make it through.
Go slow.
Okay, so that was a woman, right, Serena? Go ahead and describe it.
Yeah, so just a woman who's driving through a tunnel that is absolutely flooded, and they've got those big orange cones off to the side, too, that they're halfway up with water, and yet she's still driving through this. Guys, it's turn around, don't drown. It's turn around, don't drown for a reason. Her car could have stalled at any point, and if that water's moving, it takes nothing to sweep your car away. So this is why this one gets a Weather Fool's dedication.
That's right. And I would not be surprised today if there was a lot of videos coming out like that. That was actually July 28th, so a couple of days ago. I think that was actually Greg's Weather Fool he sent to me, and he was supposed to run the show. Okay,
Nice.
now on to our next Weather Fool. Dan, you're going to take this one. Dan, what do we got? Here's what you're going to do. I'm just going to start playing this video, Dan, and you're going to describe to everyone what's going on. Go.
There is a guy. And now there's another guy with an umbrella, and the wind's just blowing really hard. And now there's a wave. It's crazy, and there's a guy that's getting washed away by the wave.
I mean, he's very accurate. We've got this awesome compilation of people that, I mean, the weather can be dangerous for sure. And so you've got to make smart choices. And it's great. There's a great compilation that we are going to have. When you go to stormfrontfreaks.com and look at episode 241 show notes, you're going to be able to see people falling through ice, people diving through the snow head first. That guy's using a bucket to move water through a chainmail fence. I don't understand what's going on. It's a great list of weather fools. We got any more here, Brady, tonight?
Yeah, we got one more. This one's actually from me, and this is not a video. This is a tweet. Let me just go ahead and zoom in so everyone can see it. This is a tweet that our own the guest we just had, Matt Devitt, he quote tweeted this. It went viral, got over 70,000 views. But here was the original post from, I'm just going to say her name, Ann Vandersteel. She said, "This morning I recorded chemtrails being sprayed right over our home. Tonight we watched a full storm of a full storm." Okay, so like
not a half storm?
Yeah, not a half storm. It come from the north and move south with rain and lightning in Florida in July. She made sure to emphasize that it's happening in Florida and it's happening in July. Then she said, "Doesn't happen. This is weather warfare and you're under attack."
I don't live in Florida, and I will tell you that thunderstorms every evening in July in Florida are ridiculously common. But I can't wait to hear what Matt had to say about this.
Yeah, so Matt said, he essentially said, "You had a thunderstorm, ... in Florida, ... in July. According to her, this doesn't happen and is weather warfare. Wait until she hears it snows in Alaska during the winter."
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. That's pretty awesome. Our guest tonight was he was great. I thought he was a really good person to talk to, and it was great. All right, so that's it for our weather fools here, Brady, tonight?
I believe so.
Sweet. Thank you, Brady, for doing that. Hey, so like I said earlier, find the links to these on stormfrontfreaks.com, and you can find these weather fools in episode 241 of the show notes. So, yeah, there we go.
We're all very happy about that segment.
It's incredible. I think we have a pretty short show tonight. I think we've got that about it here for the evening here. So that does it for this episode of the Stormfront Freaks podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been awesome reading the chat. You guys have been really great and great comments, great questions tonight. So thanks for tuning in, for watching, for listening, or however you take in our content. Do us a favor, though, if you like our show, smash it, right? Smash the follow button, smash the subscribe button. Huge thanks tonight to our guest, Matt Devitt. He was incredible. And we're going to go around the room here and talk about Freaks, how everybody can find you and follow your content. So, Brady, why don't you go ahead first, remind everyone how they can find you.
Yeah, so you can find me here on YouTube. If you guys didn't know, we're here on YouTube, all of us here. On Twitter, I'm at Stormcat5. I'm on TikTok, also Insta. Still kind of figuring out how to use those. Serena, you might have to give me some. We might have to take some lessons about that because right now I just post videos of clouds and, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's all I got.
That's all. I'd help you if I can, man. Instagram, Facebook, all the meta ones I don't get. I just get TikTok.
TikTok, I mean,
That's all
guys,
I get.
If you don't follow Serena on TikTok, you guys better because she, her content is amazing.
Oh, no, it's good. We have a good time over on TikTok. But let's get to Dan and Angela. Angela, why don't you let people know how they can find you and follow you?
I'm XJAngel89 on Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter to me.
Awesome.
And then What the Girl on Instagram and TikTok.
Awesome. Very cool. Dan, how can people find you in some of your amazing videos?
I post videos on YouTube. It's Dan Wallace WX, and thank you for the compliment.
No, it's awesome. The quality of your videos are badass. They're pretty great. For me, you can find me. Everything is at WX Serena, WXCYRENA, mostly on TikTok, but also Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky. And then have the educational content here that we put on the Stormfront Freaks Network. So for our next episode, guys, it's back to school time again. Can you believe it? Almost in August. But we've had a tradition to bring you some of the up-and-coming young superstars in weather and storm chasing. So we're going to be bringing two very interesting guests. We have Lucy Young and Levi Do you know, Brady, how do you say that? I
don't know, but I met him at the summit. I met him
Okay.
at the summit. He was one of the guys that was first on the scene when I, died.
Nice. Oh, good. Okay, good. So we can talk to him extensively about that experience and how he witnessed that. So we're going to have those guys on the show and hear about their amazing content creation. So everyone can join us live on Thursday, August 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, right here on YouTube, or catch the audio podcast. We upload those over the weekend. So for those of you watching, stick around for our after show party, for Angela, for Stormcat 5, for Dan, for me. I'm signaling the all clear for Brady so he can smash the applause button over there. And we will catch you all next time. Have a great one.
Oh, where are the end credits?
I don't know, Brady.
No, where are they?
No! Don't end it like this, Brady.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where are the end credits? Oh, wait, here they are.
Thank you for tuning in to the Stormfront Freaks podcast. Our bi-weekly show is available on your favorite audio podcast player and on YouTube, along with other videos from the Stormfront Freaks network, including forecasts and live storm coverage from Stormcat 5 and weather education from WX Serena. Find them at youtube.com/stormfrontfreaks. You can support the Freaks at YouTube by subscribing and becoming a member to take advantage of member-only benefits. For show notes, past shows, videos, merchandise, and more, visit our website at stormfrontfreaks.com. If you would like to contact us with questions or make comments about the show, shoot us an email to questions@stormfrontfreaks.com or follow us on social media. Search for Stormfront Freaks. We'd love to hear from you. Join us next time and tell a friend about the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Oh my God, you guys. I don't think people understand how hard it is to do that show with literally just two people.
Yeah, that was
We've got holy crap. We have Dan and Angela too. And hey guys, guess what? I got my bestie with me tonight.
I'm
buddy.
Hi, Bessie.
Here, you can put this in your ear.
Hi, bestie. What's your name, bestie?
I'm Holly. It's
Holly.
nice to meet you.
Oh, that's an awesome name. That is a tremendous name.
So she's been listening. She's been sitting across from me, and she's been listening in the whole time. So,
listening to
Trying
Brady.
to behave. I was like, can I cuss? Can I don't know.
Holly, are you a meteorologist or are you a weather person?
We met in freshman meteorology at OU.
No
but
way,
I
that's
changed majors. I teach 7th grade math now, so I changed.
Oh, that's
but
awesome.
We're
That's
still
awesome.
besties. So,
hi to you.
I know, I love it. So I come visit her in New Hampshire at least once a year. Definitely. Oh, fell out. Yeah, definitely once a year. I try for twice a year, but once a year For sure.
Holly, have you ever storm chased with Serena?
I have. Fun story. I have not.
We haven't chased it. She chased with Reed back in the day in college.
Did.
She literally chased with Reed in college. I refused to. I was like, I'm not doing it. It's too
mean,
dangerous.
I think that's a fair assessment. In hindsight, going 100 miles an hour in rain was not the best thing. I did not do it, but I was in the car when it happened. So, but we saw the Throckmorton tornado, which was beautiful. It was great.
Oh my gosh.
It was great.
That is crazy. I mean, you've seen more tornadoes than me then. So
Right.
that's pretty ridiculous because we go every year. You know.
Okay, so who's the Florida one? I didn't see faces.
Brady's in Florida.
Gotcha. And you have a cat. Storm Cat. I love it.
I'm going to have to introduce her to Storm Cat. This is amazing.
Right. I love cats and I love storms.
Me too. Me too.
Yes.
Do you have a cat?
Yes. I
Oh,
don't.
look, there's Angela's cat.
And I need.
This is Stormy.
Angela. Stormy is the precious. Oh my gosh, the most precious. He or she looks terrified. She's like, help me, Mom. These people, these strangers are scary.
She's got stage fright.
Right.
Oh my God.
But no, I don't have a cat. I would have loved to get a cat. I just feel like I'm not home enough. And I know cats are
Same with
independent.
me.
I know.
I
but
mean,
I'm
look
like,
what
I
I'm
wanna live at
doing.
home.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Ansel, but we don't have like a truck we can take the cat with
I
us.
mean,
Like
people do it van life all the time.
But I don't have a
And I have a
van.
dog.
I have a crappy red, like RAV4 that breaks down every 20 miles. So there's no way that would work. Oh, that is awesome.
So Brady, how was that show for you, man?
Dude, there was a point at right when we were about to go to the first break that I remembered that I had to do the forecast. I had no links pulled up. I had my iPad wasn't set up. So I don't know if you asked a question and I was just looking down, looking to the right and just totally zoned out. It was bad. We pulled it together, but
you asked questions. Did you ask any questions in the first half?
I figured I was gonna need, because I was probably one of the only because I knew Matt. You guys probably didn't know Matt, so I was just I'm just gonna try to get the juices flowing. Who knows?
They flowed. Brady, they flowed. It was amazing. I'm only giving you hell. No, I thought it was cool, and it was fun seeing everyone's comments. Someone made a comment because the show ended earlier than it typically did. Someone made a comment like quality, not quantity. I think people liked the show tonight. I think it was a good one. And the weather, the freaking lightning round. Have we ever?
That was amazing.
That was epic.
Never.
I don't use that word.
10 for 10.
That's your word, Brady.
Never
I don't
been
use
done.
the word epic. That was epic.
I use epic, massive, and I use it too much, and it lessens tonight. We're gonna have to come up with a new word because what we had tonight was historic. Because even Hobgood, because Hobgood is for those that don't know, the Stormfront Freak podcast has been running since 2016.
Yeah, something you've been it from day one, so you know better than I do. Yeah.
And we've done lightning. We've done hundreds of lightning rounds, and the only other person ever to get a perfect was Dr. Hobgood, and it was Hurricane or Supermodel, and he got all of them because he knows all the hurricanes and all the supermodels apparently. But we didn't ask him 10 times. We only asked him 8 of those. So Matt, I'm in shock.
It was amazing. Go ahead, Angela.
I was gonna say the Netflix show Florida Man has that Ragu story on it with the real person who was got sent to prison for it.
All right,
wow.
It's hilarious.
That's amazing.
Serena, those questions, those questions were amazing.
Do you want to hear the rest of them?
Yes, I do.
Can you read?
And Dan and Angela, you guys are gonna guess.
Oh gosh.
You don't want that.
No, we do. You guys can debate. You guys can debate, but you're gonna guess, so we're gonna do the correct or wrong answer.
It was amazing.
Whatever
Okay,
Dan
all right.
chooses, I'll choose the opposite, and then.
No, you have to come to a consensus.
One of us will win.
No. You have to come to a consensus. Wait.
All right, we stopped one too soon. This is gonna be awesome. Florida man launches Kickstarter to build hurricane-proof jetpack.
I'm guessing that's probably true.
Angela?
I'm gonna say false.
Well, you have to come to a consensus. So because I
did.
don't know which one to play. If
One of
you
us
guess
will
on
win.
each side. No, because then I don't know. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna go.
Because it's false. We'll just bat
Okay.
because it's false.
But it sounds
There you
true.
go.
We'll
It
alternate.
sounds
We'll
ridiculous.
alternate. Dan was first. Angela, now you're up. Go.
Okay. All right. Next. Florida woman blames wind for cocaine in her purse.
Oh, that sounds true.
Oh
my
god.
It is.
What?
All right. Next
Dan,
one.
you're up.
Not my fault the truck don't surf. Florida man arrested after driving car into the ocean.
That's probably true.
Wow.
Very good.
Daniel.
Okay. Florida man crashes wedding claiming he's the reincarnation of Ernest Hemingway.
It's very specific.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I pass? I'll pass.
No,
Yeah.
go with your gut.
That's false.
What'd she say?
She said false.
She nailed it.
Wow. How did you come up with that, Serena? How did you come up with that? That is.
It's what
inspired.
A gentleman never asks, a woman never
Lady
tells.
never tells.
Okay. Florida man saves neighbor from jaws of 11-foot gator by hitting it with his car.
Probably true.
Oh my god.
There you go. Very good.
Dan's on fire.
All right. Next one. Florida woman builds sandcastle mansion, refuses to leave when tide comes in.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
It's a really good one.
I love reading in the chat too, like
It's
what's
so
true and false.
good.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
And whoever thought of Ernest, like what was his full name? Instead of Ernest Hemingway, like, but the Ernest movies, I see you. Just whoever said the Ernest movies, I see you.
Mm.
All right, so
I'm
Florida
gonna go
woman
with
builds.
the other Angela and say false.
Very good.
Wow.
Very good. Okay.
Wow.
There's only two left. Ready? Ernest P. Worrell. Yes, that's exactly.
Dan's
what it was.
winning. I think Dan's got 3. Angela's got 2.
Okay, ready?
All right, go.
Florida man arrested after making bomb threat against himself.
Probably true.
Oh my god.
How is everybody so good at this? I don't understand. Okay, last one. Florida man says he only drank at stop signs, not while driving.
I mean that you don't have to live in Florida for somebody to do that.
So which is it?
That's true.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
That's my list, guys. That's my list of.
That's like
Serena,
the
that
Oklahoma.
was one of the best games we've ever played. That was amazing.
I'm glad
That
you guys
was
thought so. It was really. I had a lot of fun coming up with that. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably the most fun part about like prepping for this show. That was a lot of fun.
And none of that was AI, huh?
No. Dan, don't ask that question, Dan. Don't
I'm
ask
sorry.
that
Yeah,
question.
a guy doesn't ask.
I'll be fully transparent. So the real news stories I found all by myself, and then I came up with a couple fake ones, but I was having a hard time because I'm like, no, this is like it seems a little different. So I did ChatGPT, said give me some fake Florida news stories. I mean, they were gold. I was pretty impressed.
Gold.
So
They
some
sounded real.
Yes. So some of them were mine, but some of them were ChatGPT for the fake ones. Not gonna lie.
Gold.
See, I would have believed the Ernest Hemingway one if it wasn't like specifically Ernest Hemingway. If it was just
Like
like
if
the
I said
first
Hulk
part.
Hogan, it would have been okay.
Well, no, just like the first like 3/4 of that. Yeah, I would have.
You were like, it's so specific. I was like, don't fall for it.
Well, like the Sandcastle Mansion, I was like, that takes some skill to do one of
That was
those.
amazing. Yeah, that was amazing. Okay, so we just had a poll, groundbreaking poll. Did you like the show? 67% said yes. 28% said yes, even more. And only 5% said no shot. So everyone has loved the show.
But what about
If
the
you had
5%?
67 and if you had, I don't know, if you had 67 and 20, so there is a contingent, when I run polls, there's a contingent of people, they always vote for option 3. Number 3, my lord. They always, no matter what it is, they always vote for option 3, and that's just how it is. Normally, option 3 is it's chalked, so it's the it's chalked people, I think, that are voting for that no shot.
I agree. I think it's fine.
I need names and addresses.
Yeah, look, see, Kelsey. Look, yeah, Kelsey, she's part of the It's Chalked consortium, so she was, she's a big It's Chalked proponent there, so yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Oh my God.
It's a good time.
So, and see, Cara D is like, I normally vote for 3, but I enjoyed the show. That's awesome. It was a good show.
It was awesome.
It was.
It was a great show.
It
was a great show. Now I'm trying to decide: do I stay on and play Outbreak, or do we just end?
I'm checking out.
Yeah,
I have had too many late nights in a row.
100%.
Love y'all, but I'm not. I'm out. I'm out.
100%. Well,
Brady. I mean, why not, man? You seem fired up and ready to go.
God. Oh God, we'll see. We'll see.
Did you ever hear from Greg? Is he?
No, I literally.
Is he like okay?
I don't know.
I love you, Fuzzy.
My guess is Greg thought it was the wrong day, time, month. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
So.
I'm not sure. When he did come, though, I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous because I'm like, oh, crap. You and I are both in roles that we aren't normally. Like, Phil and MJ, can we talk about the level of rock star that Phil and MJ are? Like, when they do this show, it runs along so seamlessly, so amazing. Like, they do a really, really good. They make the rest of our jobs incredible.
100%.
A lot easier. So being in these shoes, man. I mean, it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. It's been fun, but it's hard.
I actually had to prepare this time, right? Yeah. Normally it's just like, we'll just show up and wing it,
Yeah. Phil definitely Phil and MJ both put in a lot of effort. I know that.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. They do. I hope everyone like who watches and all that realizes like it is not easy to put all that stuff together. So I got mad respect for him.
Yeah, it's cool to see 76 of you still here. Like, you guys are awesome. Like, this audience is just absolutely epic. I mean,
we're just hanging out.
We're just hanging out right now. We're just vibing. Is there anything in the weather right now you guys are like, catches obviously the Mid-Atlantic flooding. Serena, did you get in on the flooding today at all? There was no storms up by you, right?
It's just been pouring rain. We just have a stalled front over us, so it's just been raining and raining all day. Okay. So no. And Fuzzy, you're so cute. You're like, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I did hear the sound, and I was probably like a deer in the headlights. Like, what was that? In the middle of talking. I'm not used to all like the noises and having to do all. It was pretty funny. So no apologies needed, Fuzzy. We appreciate you. But
Matt actually thought it was funny too.
I probably
look at his reaction. Go back and look at it. You'll see.
I will. Yeah. I will. I was like, what is that? I'm not used to the noises.
Yeah, and Serena, you would love Matt on Twitter because he's kind of like Matthew Capucci light with like in terms of how aggressively he goes after the trolls. Nice. But that's just because he works for a station. He actually goes pretty hard after the trolls, like the weather manipulation people, and it's pretty fun to watch. So
no, it's cool. I liked him. I didn't know him before this. I'm sure you did from being in Florida. So no, yeah. he was a great guest. I've loved everything about him. Really good vibe.
Yeah. Now the question is, when are you going to chase any hurricanes? We should chase some hurricanes this year, Serena. I'm just saying.
No, I agree. No, we talked about this in June.
I am totally down to get a hurricane house.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a hurricane house. I literally have a hurricane house in Southwest Florida. So I'm hoping. I mean, I don't want anyone to hit, but if there is going to be one, we've got a hurricane house we can stay at.
No, that would be awesome, especially because of the chase season this year. Our chase week wasn't what we've had in the past. We still had a really good time, and going to Galveston was like bucket list for me, so I loved it. But we do need a hurricane that doesn't hurt anybody. That we can chase. That's what we need.
Just a hurricane out in the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
like they described the tornado out in the field.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
pretty
awesome.
much. But no, we do.
Yo, we're going to bring the chat along too. We're bringing everyone in the chat along too. You're going to come chasing with us as well. We're just going to rent like a hotel, like a whole block.
How about we charter a research vessel?
That is a great idea. So Edgar is going to rent. I talked to Edgar O'Neill. He is going to rent. If he gets enough of us, he's going to rent a yacht and go out on the ocean in a hurricane. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I'm in. So I'm sure you guys are too.
He's going to get the extra insurance.
Yeah, I'll make sure to sign up for life insurance before I go out.
I just say, like, you might want to check everybody's life insurance policies, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to do that.
Well, you know what? Here's what I think we're going to do. If I'm going to play Outbreak, we're going to start a new stream. Since this will be the podcast stream, we'll start a...
Angela, you okay? What happens?
Yes, the kitty cat decided to climb up my flesh.
Oh my cat!
Kitty is feisty.
That cat is...
She
cat!
is.
That cat is wide-eyed. I think Kitty got into some catnip.
Hi, cat.
They say
night zoomies.
Oh
yeah,
my-
pretty much.
Wow.
She's been asleep all day while I drive, so now it's like, let's destroy stuff.
Let's wreck it.
Well, they say like the female cats are like absolutely feral, and like boy cats are dumb, so they're all affectionate and stuff. But you know,
Just the eyes on that one is like, I'm here to F S up. Like I'm here to I'm here to rearrange.
she's
your
definitely
Okay.
like, my truck was in the shop earlier today. Like I think I was telling Brady this, but like my truck was in the shop, and like the techs at my company, they won't even come in the truck because she'll attack them.
Oh, no. That's not good.
That's
All right,
crazy.
well...
You have a guard cat. Guard cat.
Chat, we're gonna wrap up, and if you want to watch, I will probably be going live again to play some Outbreak. But we're gonna wrap this stream up. Thank you all for joining us. Serena, any final words to the people? Holly, any final words? Holly, you have 70 people right now. Do you have any final words you want to tell them? Anything super important that could change their life?
I'm put on the spot. I don't know if I can live up to
I love
the
doing
fame.
that.
I know.
I can see the panic in her eyes.
I know. I'm like, I mean,
You know, we'll put you full screen to make it even. There you go.
No, I did like how you said that who was the friend that's shutting down like the weather trolls? I love that.
Yeah, our
'cause
guest
that
was doing
is
that.
in
He was
full effect, and thank you for shutting it down because, oh my gosh, it's gotten bad.
That was solid.
It has.
Yes.
It has. Serena, any final words from you?
No, just thanks everyone for being here tonight. It was a good show. We had a really good time. Awesome guest. So always love reading your guys' comments and stuff that you post. Believe it or not, we have like an internal chat and then an external, and I always have the external one up and see everything that you guys have. Oh, Holly wants to see the shirt. This is our Stormfront Freak shirt that labels all the parts of the thunderstorm.
It's so cool.
Mm-hmm. It's like
And
one
that's
of my
not
favorite
available to
Freak shirts.
purchase. It's exclusive to us. Ha!
He like rubs it in. Nice, Brady. But anyway, so yeah, no, it's been a good show. Thanks guys for putting up with us, for Brady and I having some new roles here tonight, and doing our best with it. So it's been good.
I mean, you crushed it, Serena. You absolutely crushed
Brady,
it.
you did. You crushed it, Brady.
No. You crushed it. Angela crushed it. Dan crushed it. We all crushed it.
Thank you.
Great
I know
work.
I did.
Phil, and Holly crushed it too. Holly. Oh, how could I
Nailed it.
forget?
Nailed it.
Oh my God. Do we think Phil's going to come back? He's going to be happy? I think he'll be
He's
happy.
going to spank you.
I don't know if I want that. I am going to have a nightmare about that tonight. Yep. That is unfortunate.
Brady, I think you did a good job.
Oh, Dan, no. Danny, final words from you. Putting you on the spot. Go.
Well, I think the guest, Matt, was excellent. Great choice. And love seeing everyone in the chat. The chat, it just brings it every time.
Oh, they do. They really do. Angela?
Don't add to the population or subtract from it. But no, guest was great. It's always fun hanging out with you guys.
Oh, I love that. All right, we are going to wrap. Thank you.
He's uncomfortable.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Chat. Ready? We're all going to sing. This is going to be, I love doing this. All right, ready? Wait, I got to go full. Nope. No. Wait, ready.
Oh gosh, no.
It's time to sing. Everyone unmute your mics. We're going to sing. Oh, the weather's wild and sunny Fort Myers. Matt Devitt's for Kiss spark live like wildfires. With Serena by his side, they're the talk of the town. On the podcast, they will never let us down.
Stormcat 5.
Rain or shine, they've got the scoop. Matt got the map and Serena's got the loop. Oh, from storms that roar to skies so blue, the weather song, it rings tried and true. Hurricanes swirl, they keep us prepared. With witty banter, their podcast shared. Matt got the data, Serena's got the flair. Together they're the ultimate weather pair. So tune in tight when clouds roll fast. Matt and Serena's podcast will last. Through wind and rain, they rhyme and shine. They bring the fire to Fort Myers, oh so fine. Matt Devitt, he's got the forecast flow in Fort Myers, where the palm trees grow. Serena's voice, so bright and clear. The podcast one that we all want to hear. Everyone harmonize. Oh.